Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Must-eat German food, the ultimate German food tour.
And welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Emma, behind the camera is Alex, and today we want to show you some of the foods that you have to try when visiting Germany.
Oh,
that's
Travel
good.
isn't only about seeing new places, but also about having new experiences. In this video, Germany, I can't believe it, and we'll make our way. Guys, we're back in Germany, I can't believe it, and we are so excited to be bringing you along on another series around Europe. We'll make our way down to Italy. In the last series, we had such a blast on our trip around Bavaria, so we had to include Germany on our list of places this time. So we are here in Cologne.
We've seen this in the top places to visit. This is a huge ass cathedral.
As it turns out, there's more to German food than just sausages. So today, we're going to eat our way around this beautiful city. But first, make sure you leave in the comments what's your favourite German food, or what German food would you like to try?
I have subconsciously been training for this moment for about the last 10 years. Since in my 20s, I've been getting fatter and fatter every year, and now I've come to realise that so my stomach would expand to fit this inside it.
What is
This is the pork knuckle, which is a popular dish here in Germany.
Not cheap, 20 euros. Wow.
And especially in Bavaria. I had to get it just for the comically sized dinosaur bone that you would see in the Flintstone. I can't tell you the smells that are coming out of this, but it's outrageous. I have been addicted to German food since our last German series, and I went crazy for sausages. I wanted them everywhere. It's taken every inch of willpower to not get sausages and get something else, and I've still gone for pork. I've gone for the biggest bit of pork that's ever existed. Traditionally, this was peasant food because it's an inexpensive cut of meat, which they would marinate over a number of days and then slow cook it over a number of hours. It comes on a bed of mashed potato with sauerkraut. Where do you
Sauerkraut.
start?
I love sauerkraut, that's my jam.
It's
There's a
very
beef.
salty.
I what?
A bee. There was a bee flying around the food.
Oh my god. Ridiculously good. It's as good as it looks, which is a massive compliment because it looks amazing.
There's no rice.
Germany has.
And rice.
Oh, I don't know. Guys, is rice popular in Germany?
They're eating it with just sauerkraut.
Well, yeah, I think so.
To be one of the best places for meat eaters. I have talked in the past.
Okay, so I said not cheap, but looking at that meat that he cut, it's a lot of meat, so maybe it is a decent price. Because look like there's a lot of bone, but it does seem like there's a shitload of meat too.
Turkey being a great place, America's a great place for meat eaters. Germany is well on your list.
But Germany is not just for meat eaters. There is plenty to choose for vegetarians also. I have gone for a traditional German noodle dish called Käsespätzle. It's essentially a German version of mac and cheese. You have noodles covered in cheese, and in this case also covered.
Very interesting.
It's 13
euros, yeah.
for just pasta.
Pasta and salad, yeah. This looks good though. I like it.
I need meat.
I don't want to try it.
I need meat.
Onions with a side salad. Not important.
Maybe she's
What we're
vegetarian.
here for is the cheesy nudes.
This looks really good.
That's really nice. The gravy and the onions on top give it a really savoury,
really good.
salty taste. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's definitely not healthy. It doesn't taste healthy in the slightest. But actually, the thing that I find with mac and cheese at home is it can be a bit too sickly.
Yeah,
This
I
doesn't
think
taste
it's
like
mac
it's going to
and
be too
cheese.
sickly. 'Cause
It is mac and cheese, just looks really like it's like a fancy mac and cheese basically. Yeah, that's what it is, I think.
the cheese isn't an overpowering cheese taste. I think they usually use a mixture of cheeses, but usually stuff like Gouda, which is quite mild. This is delicious.
It looks really good. That cheese and pasta. I think the onions on top is what really made it. Cause it looked like the caramelized onions.
That's not a normal amount of food to put in your body. I didn't even get like halfway through the meat. I've got it to take home with me. This is just the first meal.
That looked like a big chunk of meat. That bone kind of confused me at first, but no, it's a big meat.
We need to have the value of the best food to eat in Germany. So we must power on. Just give me a minute.
Sick of all the ads like this one? Just head to adskiller.com, click on Activate Now,
I'm now ready for round 2, and the next thing to do has to be a beer garden. These things are all over Germany, and it's where you're going to get your snacks. I need a bit more time to create some more space for another big meal. So for now, the next thing that you need to try, I've never tried this before, so it's also the thing that I need to try, is Met, or Metbrocken, which is basically raw pork, yes, raw pork with bread. It also has raw onion on top. I'm pretty...
Raw pork. Never heard of that before.
Usually you have to cook pork.
Yeah, can you eat pork raw? I guess you can. People do eat.
Right about basically all German food, and this is one that doesn't really excite me. Just the raw pork aspect.
Raw everything.
But here they serve it in a lot of the beer gardens, so I've got to test it out.
Like sounds good, like the crunch. It sounds,
The bread.
yeah, the bread. It does sound like it would taste good though.
Germany, you've done it again. It's amazing.
Really?
I think inside it's just got maybe some spices, some salt and pepper. It doesn't taste raw. It's hard to explain. It just kind of tastes sausagey, nice and porky.
Is it like a pate?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. It's just kind of like a pork pate. I think that they have specific ways of serving this so you don't get sick, so it has to be eaten on the day of being served. But I can say that I'm pleasantly surprised, and you definitely have to try this when you come here.
I'm shocked.
You'll find out later if it makes you sick.
Very unique dish though. Definitely, German food. I've never.
How much is it?
€3 it said. So it's not bad price, but definitely I've never heard of this very unique food.
And then wash it down with a local beer. Oh, the Germans, you nailed it.
I am super excited to try this.
This looks like potato pancakes. That's what like the Lithuanian potato pancakes would look like.
I've ordered is Kartoffelpuffer, which is essentially potato rosties, served with different things depending on what you're going for.
I think these are potato pancakes, yeah, because that's what our potato pancakes look like exactly.
One of the more traditional ways to have it is actually with apple sauce, which is not what I would think initially that you would tea with potato.
Yeah, we use it as sour cream usually.
Oh, I was
rosties.
I thought you were going to say applesauce. I said,
no, sour cream. We eat potato pancakes with sour cream.
Really intrigued to try it. If you watched our last series when we were in Bavaria, we actually cooked up some of these to have with a breakfast, kind of in place of like a hash brown or a potato rosti. And it worked really well, although it's not the traditional way to have it. So today I thought I'd go a little bit more traditional, and I tried with applesauce. It's so crispy and crunchy. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just... Listen to that.
It does look good.
There's a lot of oil there. So, oh my goodness. So essentially, it's like potato, and then maybe to bind it, I think there's flour, maybe eggs also. But essentially, it's just potato. That's all it is. Okay, so this is the apple sauce. It's actually got really big chunks of apple in there.
It doesn't sound bad. I guess my question is like sweet applesauce or unsweetened applesauce, because that makes unsweetened applesauce really kind of taste like nothing. So I don't really know what it would make. If it is like the sweet applesauce, it does kind of taste good. I've never tried it, but in my mind, now that I think about it, I'm salivating a little bit.
Initially, you have all of this really crunchy, crispy corn bit, and then underneath that you have this kind of salty, smooth potato bit on the inside with the sweetness from the apple. Surprisingly good. I can't decide which I prefer, with the apple sauce or savoury. I think they're equally as good, but just for different times.
I think so too. I think it's just different vibes, but it does, you know, because I know what both of them separately taste. I think you could combine them all together.
This is definitely a must-try in Germany. Something to make a note of if you're planning on coming to Germany in the summertime is the wasps. They are relentless and they're everywhere.
The bees that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Lithuania has a lot of them too.
They'll hover around your food, your beers, and especially, as we've just found out, the bakery. In Europe, if you're not going to the bakeries, you're doing something really wrong. Germany is no exception. There are so many things to choose from. It can be quite overwhelming. I actually went inside this bakery to get a pretzel, but I thought, why not try something completely new? And something that I've seen everywhere here in Cologne especially, they're called nugget pretzels. And I actually don't think this is bread. I believe it's pastry twisted to look like a pretzel, which is covered in nugget and, or nougat, I don't know how you pronounce that. And
what is it, nougat? We've heard, I've heard, what is it exactly, do you know?
Slices of almond. I really have no idea what to expect, but there are hundreds of them hanging inside the bakery, so they must be popular.
Even with all that wasp juice?
Is it good?
I hope the wasp juice is what gives it its delicious flavour. Well, I can see why the wasps like it. It's incredible.
I wish you kind of showed it up a little bit closer so we could see like the consistency and everything. I really wanted to see what it looked like up close.
This is now my final meal of the day, and I'm going to be honest, I am struggling. So one of my little tips for anyone that needs a second wind is to get a Coke or a fizzy drink of your choice. Other brands are available.
Drink.
Now what you do is, it's nice and fizzy. It should bubble up inside you. You have a little burp, and it frees up loads of space, and now I'm ready for what is the final meal. This is the world famous Schnitzel. If you've lived under a rock and you're like, what the hell is a Schnitzel? It's basically a piece of meat that has been pounded into its life.
You made it before.
It's the Schnitzel one?
Yeah,
I don't know if I made it fried.
It's not fried, it's on the skillet.
This look fried.
It's just breaded.
I don't think I made it breaded.
Oh, you didn't bread it? Oh, okay. So basically, whatever you made, just breaded with the crumbs.
Right, and then covered in breadcrumbs, and then fried.
Okay, yeah, we don't fry ours, we're just on the skillet, but it's breaded, yeah.
A bit of debate where this originally came from, but there is no debate that this is a very, very popular dish here in Germany. And it's the dish that was most recommended to me in our previous series in Germany. Very excited to try this. I can't believe I never have, considering it's just meat and breadcrumbs. This sounds right up my alley. I've gone for a pork one with a mushroom sauce, which apparently the Germans love drizzling on. So, when in Rome... Does that look as bad as it looks to me?
Yes.
I mean, I could do it in a nice, sexy way, but I think it's more funny to just let it, like, flop out. And then one more, ready? Flop. I already know that I'm going to love this. I just don't know how much I'm going to love it.
So, your third pork dish.
Honestly, it looks a hell out of like ours. Maybe by fry it means like lightly fry, like because the way we cook ours is not like deep fried. It's just on a skillet with a little bit of oil. So I wouldn't call that fried, but it looks very, very similar though.
He has bread in this one.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of pork, and not with no sausages, which for me is a miracle. I love it, obviously.
The potato.
In terms of the meals I had today, worst one of the day,
Oh my goodness.
which I am surprised about. It's a little bit dry, but I think that's the restaurant I'm at, not necessarily the meal. But I still love it. I don't care about that. The mushroom sauce is great as well, and there's a lot of choices.
At least if what I'm thinking of the Lithuanian style, it is pretty dry. You know, you need like usually with like a tomato on the side or something to kind of give a little wetness.
Like the ones I went for mushrooms, but there is plenty for you to enjoy.
Our our final food on today's
Dessert?
gastronomy tour of Germany is Flamchen.
That was
which
pizza?
Is
I thought that was like
essentially
a
flatbread
placemat.
pizza style food. It's traditionally, rather than tomato base like the Italians would do it, it's covered in a creme fraiche base, and the traditional one is served with bacon and onions, but I've gone for a mushroom and onion version as I'm vegetarian. It's really thin on the base. I don't know if you can see quite how thin that is, but I think this is going to be a pretty epic beer garden snack because it doesn't look too stodgy. It doesn't look like it's going to fill me up too much, but it looks pretty tasty. This is an epic beer garden snack. This base here is so thin and crispy and light. That's not going to fill me up at all, which is good because the beers certainly are. The toppings are actually really thin. They haven't gone overboard with them or anything like that, so it's not too overpowering. It's light, it's tasty, perfect to have with a lovely German beer.
I need a C-section because this food baby is coming out stat.
I'm so full, but that was a pretty epic day.
That was pretty amazing. That was more calories than... well, that's not more calories than I consumed in a day. I've done that before many times.
What was your favourite thing?
Okay, it wasn't even on the menu today. Sausages is still the number one thing I've had in Germany. Pork knuckle second. Schnitzel way down at the bottom compared to everything.
Oh,
Really? I grew up eating schnitzels almost every day, so for me...
breaded like this?
Yeah, breaded, yeah.
Oh.
We always eat breaded, yeah. We don't need to... It's always breaded, yeah.
Oh.
Sausages is the must.
Which is
must
funny
have.
because actually today, at the beginning of the day, Schnitzel was the thing you were most excited to try. Disappointing.
That's how it goes.
Whereas I was pleasantly surprised by the baked goods that we got at the bakery. I was not expecting that, and it was lovely.
So leave in the comments what...
Very interesting. They did a good job covering the food. I did see like a bunch of like unique foods, not like the generic. Very similar to Lithuanian foods actually. A lot of pork. The potato was very similar too. Interesting video. I enjoyed it.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.